Hello everyone, I am Veos and welcome back to another video. Even though I worked long hours yesterday, I got possessed and I had to do this. It was a concept design that I had been working on for a while in my head, and it was like a tin can, and the tin can would stack on top of one another, and this tin can would be the lander. So instead of having a rather large and bulky cone-shaped lander, which is still really cool and something I really hope that I can stick with in this design, I'm trying to go for a single launch, one shot and done, easily built design. And I don't really see the lander cans being able to do that, to be honest. No, not lander cans, but excuse me, but the lander cones being able to do that. They're too bulky. I don't know. I'm still gonna try to get it all in one launch. Worst case scenario, it's 2 launches. But the reason why I'm doing this is because it's supposed to be like a one launch and go. You know, it's cheaply built, quick, in orbit. It's all launched in one shot, then it's put together real quick in orbit, and then they leave. And the idea is that this comet is coming, it's going to destroy Kerbal, so they built a whole bunch of these colony ships and try to launch them all as fast as possible all around the world. But so that's the concept, that's the idea. So this lander can literal looks like a can. The concept is that it's going to be a part of the rocket body, so that it all launches in one shot, and then it can kind of break up into little pieces if it needs to, and these pieces would be the lander can and stuff like this. And you know, when it comes to like cargo space, all the satellites and stuff, they fit into this nice little pocket, nice little sleeve. And the idea there is that something breaks off the tip, you know, or the tip, the top, and then I can release all of the satellites. That's really cool. So if I can't get the can to work and I have to stick with the cones, then I'm still keeping that satellite cargo sleeve, as it were. Some of you are probably wondering if I'm ever going to finish building these crafts in order to start this series. And yes, I will eventually be finished building the crafts, and I'll go ahead and I'll start the series. Now when I say series, of course, I'm not talking about storyline. It's just going to be a let's play. Now I've been getting questions and emails about whether or not I'm going to continue on with the extreme career mode, and the answer is yes. But right now with the overtime that's coming into the job and the holidays coming up, I'm probably not going to be able to work on it until I have the time. So this is, for me, it's a lot easier. Yes, I still have to use my noggin, but it's not one of those extreme. Well, I don't know. For some of you who have watched my Solar Nations, for some of you who have watched my extreme career mode for KSP, you notice that some of these crafts are like stretching it. They're really pushing it, especially the moon craft that was supposed to go out to the moon and come back. With the level of technology it was pushing it to the edge of the envelope of what I could do with the allowed parts and the technology of the time. So it took days, if not days and days and days, just to work on that one simple craft. But yeah, when I start getting time again, I'll go ahead and start working on that again. But for this, personally, it's easier, and it's a lot more fun, in my opinion. Now right here, I'm actually trying to figure out how many rocket parts I can shove into this lander can concept, and I realized that the cone lander actually holds way more in terms of rocket parts in order to start building stuff on the Duna surface, whereas the lander can't really hold that much more. It holds way less. It's because it doesn't have a whole lot of room, obviously. So right here, I'm actually seeing if I can't build a smaller version of the mining building or the mining outpost. But the answer is no. The answer is no. I tried to get it at its basic levels, and it's still like 300 or 400 parts over of how many of how much the lander can actually hold in its current form, in its current design. I mean, the can itself, I had to stretch it out even taller because in order to hold more rocket parts. So I just shoved all the rocket parts to the bottom and then built everything on top of it. I actually wanted it to be a lot shorter, more compact, but that wasn't going to happen with the rocket parts being so low because of the fact that there's no room for the bigger rocket parts container. I had to use the smaller one. So that's definitely not going to work. I mean, I will say this though, that by the time I was done building this thing, it looked cool. It looks really cool. I ran into some problems aerodynamically. It seems to have had the same drag problems that the cone lander had, where it wants to, instead of flipping upside down, the drag is so strong on the sides of this sleeve that it literally just plops to its side and it won't move. The bottom half won't go down, the top half won't go down, nothing will go up or down when it comes to the bottom and top, but it will stay perfectly parallel on its side all the way down as the drag is equal around its sides. It's interesting. You'll see it in a little bit, but definitely had to ramp up the RCS on the top part to keep it level as it descended to Duna. That's the only bad thing about it. But the idea itself, it's fun, but I'm probably not going to use it because it's somewhat not very practical. It's not very practical design. When you land in one spot, you're stuck there. You can't move around to a flatter spot or move closer to another lander. Yes, we can try to put wheels on it, but at this point, it's so crammed. It's so crammed that it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel natural. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe, and this is an idea, maybe instead of using lander cone designs for everything, maybe the cone designs will be for the building aspect, right? And then the lander cans, the design-ish kind of thing, will be to transport the colonists down. So that in that sense, all I would have to worry about would be the finding a way to transport the two cone landers, because of the fact that they can hold a lot of rocket parts in order to build stuff. We can do that for the little factory landers, and then for the actual transport of the Kerbals down to the surface, they could be these cylindrical landers, which would make it easier to launch into space because I could just stack them on top of one another. That's definitely an option. Well, everyone, enjoy the rest of the video. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for work, and I will see you all in the next video. Please be safe. Love you all. Take care, and yeah, later. Bye bye.